congratulations on a great first Australian design. Congratulations to both of you. How long has Glyn been working on this project? When did you first think of it? And what are the milestones or the major challenges you've had to overcome to come to this wonderful result?
Look, Josh and I met up straight after Eurovision in Portugal, and I think there was one of the key creative problems has been for us that we tend to arrive in Europe and fall on the stage. We often haven't actually worked up our acts. So whenever we arrive with someone like Guy or Darling or Jess, we've got there, and then there have been big problems because as we try and roll it out on the stage, we've done a director's video, but we actually haven't been able to stage it in front of television cameras before. This was a critical issue for us with Jess when we put up a number of different ideas for Lisbon, and each of them were rejected because someone else had a similar idea. So it ended up really diluting, I think, what we could have potentially done. And I think Australia is really known for its audacity at Eurovision. I'm really proud of the artists that we've chosen in the past. And what we wanted to also do was know that there were a number of different artists each year that were available, and that number began to grow. And so we began to really think, well, could we do a national final? And if we do that, let's just work on the staging so that we know we can actually put something that will rip. I think the major milestones were getting the SBS to commit to it. That once their commitment was there, we also got the Queensland Government and the City of Gold Coast to commit to it. Numerous departments within the Queensland Government, Screen Queensland, the Premier's Department, Tourism and Events Queensland, they all came to it. So there was an enormous commitment to do it here, which I think has worked well for us. I think it's a lovely event just to be able to cross there and then you're at the beach and all those lovely bars and restaurants.
And I'd like to thank Paul and the entire Blink TV team for putting on what I think is one of the most, amazing inaugural national selection shows we've ever seen. It's a really amazing show, Paul. And
it's been a very good partnership. Look, it's a great start for us. I think what's also been wonderful is watching people like Electric Fields charting in Sweden, just watching the spirit of collaboration and beauty that they brought to the stage. It was so special. It's wonderful to see what's happened with Shepherd since they released their song and just the power of their audience and what they brought to it. They were incredibly generous. It takes a lot if you're a famous artist to agree to be in a competition. Why would you do it? And the fact that they did that and that some of the key artists have done that, I was really touched by, and it really has supported and fostered and grown what you saw tonight. For us, we were just thinking, oh, this is going really well. It's going really well, okay. And then it just kept getting better and better. So I must also really praise our Danish director, Per Zachariasen, who directed Eurovision in Copenhagen in 2014. The Danes were the first people to really invite Australia in to perform, and it felt like a symbolic thing to have such a great director sitting at the helm of our production this year. We won't always do that, but for the first year, and just to really get that Eurovision style, he was implicit from the start. And it was fascinating watching an Australian TV crew work with him to deliver that kind of Eurovision production technique. And we were delighted with what we got there. I've never seen Australian Steadicam operators run faster.
Yeah, go ahead. So you were involved in the jury as well. So what did you see in Kate's song?
Well, there are a number of things that you look for as a juror. You look first and foremost for the song and the performance and the capacity, the potential of staging it. But first and foremost, you look for what is Europe going to respond to. And we believe that Europe responds to what it hasn't seen before. And there was something about Kate's performance. So I remember when we went through the 700 songs, both Josh and I spent a week going through those songs.
Longer than that.
It was longer than that, there were. And a number of other people within SBS, we were all listening to them and kind of using a red, yellow, green method. Kate's song got 3 greens. And you start to kind of put the 10 pegs in of, great, we've got this wild electro pop opera song. Now with Alfie we've got a beautiful, vulnerable ballad. And then with Electric Fields we've got something that we've never heard before. So Electric Fields are a band that are already going off in Europe, which is wonderful. I really hope they come back and approach this contest again. If SBS goes ahead with it in future years, I'd love to see Electric Fields back. They have been such a joy to watch, just the flame that kind of took off behind them.
Anybody else?
The competition had a wider range of Australian talent that I don't think has been seen in any other show or any other platform anyway. Was that the intention?
Yes, I think that the Australian media is a place where it doesn't always help songwriters. Radio isn't that always helpful, particularly commercial radio, to breaking new songs through. And you watch, when you see what Hollywood has done with films and the way that they produce what films they make, and it creates the beginning of things like Netflix. I'm not saying this is a Netflix of music, but what it is it's actually opened up an opportunity, a different kind of valve for musicians and songwriters to create and to be heard.
I think that's it, yeah? Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep, right. Thank you, everyone.